Well, hi everyone. I don't know if I can say everyone, because I don't even know if one really listen to me. So pardon me. But anyway, I think it's quite something if you can be optimistic about something that you do, if you really commit to that. So yeah, I'm just gonna say, yo, hi everyone. Haha. I wish you the best, and tonight I'm gonna be continuing my story. I don't want to say explanation because it sounds like a lecture. It's not a lecture at all. And maybe you're listening to this when you want to go to sleep. Maybe I can help you to do that. And before you go to sleep, maybe I can help you to think about something and, really question about your existence. But anyway, before I start this, I want to quote something that came out of this book, and it actually came from this chapter. So the quote is this: the best idea is the simplest one. Guess what? It's not the first time for you to listen to this quote. Me neither. It's not the first time for me to listen or read this quote. It's just like 1,000 times for me. So, but the thing that really interests me and really intrigued me into this quote is, well, this quote is just, it doesn't mean anything, It's just like if you write a report, or let's say that you have a research and you need to write a paper, and then you write the conclusion, and you want to make sure that your conclusion sounds fancy and it has some value of wisdom inside of it. So you try to use some rhetorical word, and that's what you're doing, right? And this is what happened with this quote. You don't know what it means. Why is the simplest thing is actually the best thing? And let's say that you are someone that want to apply this in your daily life. How do you apply this in your daily life? You don't know. Because let's say that you are facing a problem, and because you are facing a problem, you want to solve this. You're looking for a solution. And then you came to this quote. The simplest one is actually the best one. So you're thinking about the simple solution. It's not going to help you anywhere, You can only say this when you finally at the end of the journey. And then you will say, you know what? My journey is actually a very simple one. And I solve all of the problems using simple methods. So the simplest one is actually the best one. But really, man, it's just, it doesn't mean anything to me. Or maybe after a few years, I'm gonna understand about this quote even more. That's what I am wishing for myself. But this time I'm gonna be talking about the 3 theorems of statistics. Well, statistics is just like a weapon that you use to extract all the information that you want from your observation. Because your observation is abstract. It doesn't mean anything, and you want to know the meaning. And you need something out of your knowledge that you can use to extract the information. Because the information is there. It's just like mining, It's just like mining natural resources. The natural resources is nothing. It's gonna be something only when you.
Witnesses say Spider-Man used precision timing to stop the car without.
Someone is staring at me. It just made me nervous. Like, it can be. Natural resources can only be something when you know how to exploit them, when you know how to, how to extract them. So there are 3 of them. So the first one is binomial theorem. Well, basically it's just a combination of 2 numbers. Let's say that you have number 1, you have A. This is your first number, and then you have your second number, which is B. And then you have a combination of them, let's say A plus B. And you want to know how it grows. So it's actually the power. So power 2, it's quadratic. So A plus B quadratic, what is the value of that? But quadratic is actually not the only power that you have. It can be also third power and fourth power. I don't even know how to say the power. Is that really a power? But anyway, you have that thing, and you can use binomial theorem if you have two numbers. And this theorem is firstly theorized by Isaac Newton. And he's a genius, right? I mean, he is one of the most influential scientists that we have ever witnessed in the history of humankind. He's the first guy that used binomial theorem, but there's Pascal theorem. Pascal triangle, which is the tool that we can use to solve binomial theorem. And this tool is created by who else? Well, the name is there. It's created by Pascal, that guy. So binomial theorem is the first of the three theorems that we're talking tonight. Yo, it's so noisy here. I'm not supposed to be here. It's a really bad place to make a recording. Anyway, man, I'm just gonna continue. Well, the second one is the law of large numbers, which is, well, basically it's just saying that if you have more sample, your observation will move closer to correct value. So let's say that you want to know about the behavior of high school students, and you want to know about that, and obviously you need to observe them. So you took some samples. So you took 3 high school students randomly, and then you observe their behavior, how diligent they are, and what are they doing when they want to have fun, etc. And obviously your observation is not going to be a reflection of the whole society of high school students, because you only have 3 samples. So in order for you to really understand about the whole system, you need to gather more samples. So in this case, let's say that you need a whole school. Maybe you take 5 schools from 5 different places.
Jameis and I could be friends if we just understood each
It
other.
can be more accurate. So the more samples that you have, the more accurate your observation will be. And this kind of thing is realized for the first time by this guy, and his name is Jacob Bernoulli. So interesting enough, Bernoulli is actually a family of a genius. So Jacob, he's not the only guy that is smart in his family, and it created some friction, because you're not the best and you want to show that you are the best, but actually you are kind of similar, because you have the same potential.
Ashamed to show my face. Wait, no. Wear a mask.
Fucking hell. Yeah. But actually Jacob has
What makes someone
one
decide to
brother
be a
that
henchman?
helped him a lot, and his name is Johan. Yeah, Johan and Jacob, they get along. Well, good news for both of them. And Jacob used his technique for social experiment, basically. So he realized that the money that someone has it's gonna be different if you're rich and if you're poor. Let's say that you have $10 and let's say you are broke, you're in college and you don't have so much money. Well, $10 worth a lot for you. And then you compare that with a millionaire. $10 means nothing. It's just one meal, right? So, and he called this moral expectation. And sometimes he calculate that. So he treated something that at first glance it can't be calculated with some estimation, and he called that moral expectation. That's the law of large numbers, and we came to the last theorem, which is central limit theorem. Well, basically it's, you know, you have the samples and then you gather all of them, and let's say that you have histogram. Well, if you don't know what histogram is, look it up in Google. You lazy piece of crap. But anyway, I don't believe you're lazy, man. I'm saying that to myself. But I'm not lazy either. Or at least I don't want to. Sometimes I am. Anyway. You gather all of the samples and then you map them in histogram. And then you will realize that the more samples that you have, the histogram will form a bell shape, and it's symmetrical. It's symmetrical, so the center will be the highest point, and then the more you go to the edge, it doesn't matter what edge. It can be on the left, it can be on the right. It will be lower. The value will be lower. And this, for the first time, is postulated by the guy named Laplace. And Laplace is a genius. If you're learning engineering, you know that there is Laplace transform, and it's, you know, it's fantastic. Like, how can this guy invent something like that, or at least create a theory like that? It's just awesome. So he's a fucking legend, man. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening.
I almost died just then.